Hello and welcome to Finlandia Fridays. I am Michael Babcock, your host for Finlandia Fridays. This week we are joined by the one and only Joe Burcar. Joe Burcar is the men's hockey coach here at Finlandia. Joe, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
We're happy to have you here at Finlandia University. Joe was named head coach late this summer, and this is actually his second stint with the university. He comes in as the all-time winningest coach at Finlandia University, coaching them to more than 100 wins over 6.5 seasons in the early 2000s. So we're happy to have you, Joe.
I'm so happy to be back. When I was here years ago, it was something I could see the vision of this program. It started off as a locker room with no showers. We didn't have anything. We had basically 2x4s with some hooks to hang some gear, and we practiced at 6 a.m. and we had 90% on the road games. It was tough, but we ended up getting a lot of UP kids come to school here, play hockey here. We had a lot of success early on. It took us about 4 years to get into the conference, which was the MCHA back then, but that was just growing steps. We raised money to build a new locker room and add on to the Houghton County Arena, which is now our current home, and beautiful locker room, state of the art. It's a recruiting tool for us and for players to bring in.
Yeah, I've heard you describe it as the best in the league, and it's got some really cool facilities in there, including that sauna. That's a really nice sauna.
It's a nice feature, and as we all know, living in this area, January, February, there's some cold days. We do practice early in the morning at this time, 7:30. But it's nice for the guys. We always say it's like their second home. So it's got nice stalls. It's got laundry facilities. It's got skate sharpeners. We keep our equipment there. The sauna is a great bonus for the players. They can spend some extra time there. We have a TV in there, and again, the guys really take it upon themselves to keep it clean, keep it upright. We have a training facility there. Nate is with the guys. He takes care of them every day. So it is a great place for our players to have.
That's great to hear. Let's take a step back here. Go back to the early 2000s. You saw an opening here at Finlandia University. They were looking to start a hockey team. What was that process like?
It was interesting. At that time, Finlandia, I think at that time only had 2 or 3 sports. And, they really wanted to build it up. And, of course, they wanted to start with hockey. And it was an independent school. But I think at that time there was only 3 of us that applied for the job. I think it was just at that point nobody really wanted to do it. But personally, I could see the future of Finlandia. I could see what they wanted to do, where they wanted to go. It was exciting for me. I always wanted to be part of college athletics. So it was a no-brainer for me to put my name in. And fortunately, I got the job at that time.
I've seen some pictures from the early days. Those jerseys, those baby blue jerseys, those were pretty classy.
They were classy. We've come a long way since then.
Absolutely.
But, there was growing pains from the jerseys to the locker room to the travel schedule. There was many times we'd be in Canada so often, or wherever it might be, playing against club teams, varsity teams, JV teams. It was such a mixed schedule, and
yeah, the NCAA Division III hockey wasn't what it is now. At that point, it wasn't nearly as many teams. It wasn't as well organized.
No, I mean, in the growth probably in the last even 10 years of Division III college hockey has been amazing. As of now, I think we play in probably one of the best leagues in the country, which has now changed to the NCHA.
Yeah, that's going to be an added challenge for you heading into this season. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit here, but first I want to kind of go into the seasons you had over your last 4 full seasons, including one of them where you guys were the MCHA champions. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't just that year. You guys had 4 years of really highly successful seasons.
I put that all back on, the recruiting that we had in the coaches. We really focused on bringing in good people, good kids. And the majority of our roster, I'd say 70% of our roster was UP kids. We had the Sault Ste. Marie, we had Bark River, Escanaba, Ironwood, Calumet, Houghton, Hancock. We had kids from all over. And then we brought in some international kids. We brought in kids from Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois. It was a great mixture, but it was easy at that time because we didn't have anything at the end of the season for these guys to play. So we played probably 30, 32 games. We didn't have a championship at the end of the year. They practiced at 6 a.m. Talk about character of a player back then. It was just amazing how they helped us build Finlandia what it is today. Yeah,
and I mean, looking back at that MCHA championship team, that was a team that was good enough to make the NCAA tournament. But the league you guys were in at the time just was so down that you guys didn't even get an automatic bid like you would now if you won your tournament.
Yeah, and the selection process is, back then we had 6 teams in the MCHA. Back then we didn't have the automatic berth because of our league. Now we do have that if we win. But again, I still, even to this day, think we had an outside chance of sneaking in the back door in the postseason after winning that conference championship, because that season we beat number 4 Wisconsin Superior at home. We played well against Augsburg, a few other teams that were ranked teams that we competed, we beat, or we tied. So our power ranking at that time was pretty high. I think we just missed out by getting into the postseason.
Yeah, I remember cheering for you guys at that time and looking for that. And I had a friend on the team, and he, was pretty let down when the final things came in. So it's unfortunate. But what I think I like about you going forward is that you can build this up again. You can build this up to a team that's highly competitive within this conference.
What we have is we have depth in every position. We have 6 goalies, we have 12 defensemen, we have 25 forwards. So between the JV and the varsity teams, we have great depth. Practices are very competitive to make lineup, mainly on the varsity team. But we're feeling obviously a very strong JV team, whoever we play against.
And of course, this weekend you got the home opener. Should be pretty exciting. One of the players that I've heard a lot about is a tall defenseman. I believe he's from out of the country.
He's from the Czech Republic.
Yeah. What's his name, and what kind of role is he going to play with the team?
His name is Adam Valensik. He was in school last year. Second semester, didn't play hockey at all. From what I was told, and after I've talked to him now, he just wanted to get his schooling down, understand the English language a little bit better. And he's got tremendous upside on the offensive game. He's a guy that has definitely cracked our top 6 on the varsity. He's a guy that probably will play some power play time. Very, very well into the game, very skilled, very talented.
Yeah, and of course, talking about some of these UP players, you have Cody Wickstrom, a Marquette boy. Tell me a little about his game.
Cody's strong. He's a big, strong guy. He's got a very offensive knack. He's another guy that will definitely see power play time. And even talking about these 2 kids right now, what really impresses me about them is their character and their attitude. They're easy to coach. They absorb everything we as coaches are telling them. They understand things. They more so Cody seems to be more of a leader in the locker room and on the ice, and he really takes that value and pushes it to the other guys on the team.
Awesome. I think that's going to be about it for today. I want you guys to all get out to the Houghton County Arena this weekend. The Lions play at 7:15 tonight, 4 o'clock Saturday. Of course, this is Joe Burcar, the head coach of the team. If you want to learn more about Joe and what brought him back here to Finlandia, I invite you to check out The Bridge, which is our annual publication we do that'll be going out probably within the next couple of weeks. Check around campus. For you alums, you'll actually be getting that in the mail. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in to watch today. It's been a lot of fun to host these Finlandia Friday episodes, and we're glad we have you guys as viewers. We've heard some great comments, so thank you for that. And we invite you to subscribe on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter to make sure you get the latest episode. And of course, if you go to finlandia.edu/Fridays, you can see a full archive, and you can sign up to the newsletter, which makes you get the episode immediately after it gets published. Thanks again, Joe, for being on, and we'll see you guys next Friday.